Welcome to San Diego Comic-Con 2014. My name is Patrick, and this con has been really great so far. It's only Friday, but people here have been great. It's been good to us, selling out of quite a few things. Funko booth is crazy. Everything here is really awesome to look at. A lot of exclusive, a lot of cool costumes, a lot of interesting costumes. But overall, having a great time and meeting some great people, and I look forward to a couple more days here.
Comic-Con has been great. It's been overwhelming, but kind of awesome. So I'm super excited to be here. It's my first year exhibiting, and I crashed in on Bobby's booth, and he was super nice to let us do that. So it came together really fast. So it was like a month.
Comic-Con's been great so far. It's just it's actually one of the best ones I've ever had. It started really strong, and it's good because it's really busy, but we still have time to talk to people. It's not as mad of a rush as the usual. It's just a steady stream of people. Everybody likes the art. Everybody talks. It's just great, really fun.
I'd say draw a lot. Draw even when you don't want to draw, because most likely that's when you're going to need to draw. So, with this internet, everything we have nowadays, a lot of people are posting a lot of work in progress. And so they're posting stuff that when they're not done yet. And I think you should finish stuff before you get too much. I mean, it's good to get critique, but get it from the right people. Sometimes they post stuff before it's done, and I think it's damaging to get a lot of critique before you're actually done thinking about a project.
Look at the stuff you like, learn from it, just keep drawing as much as possible. I drew all throughout all my classes in high school. I don't know if that's good advice, but that's what I did. And every year I would get better and better at what I did. I would just say to kids in school to take advantage of the fact that you're in school. Like, you're being taught by people who are professionals. They have years and years of experience in working in the medium, and I would really try to pay attention to what they're saying, and try to pay attention to what the kids around you are doing. Learn from your fellow students.
A lot of people want to be good, but they don't want to put the time into it, and so it goes back to the whole passion thing. So you really have to love what you do. The main thing, and this is something I teach in my class, is I always want to say something. I want to make a statement. I have an opinion, whether it's subtle or whether understated, or whether it's something that I really want an audience to feel. That every story has its own sort of intrinsic value, and I try to sort of find that. And I want it to mean something. So that's why I want to tell stories, is because I want to, sort of inspire and affect an audience. The same way when I see something, read something, the way I've been affected. So I guess it's just a cyclical thing, give and receive. So
Just draw. I tell just draw. You're competing with folks who do this at least 8 hours a day. So it's pencil mileage. Keep your hand warm and just draw. Keep it simple shapes. And then just draw from life. It sounds simple, but that's all it is. Draw people in the street, but more importantly, keep it within a minute or two. That way, it forces you to, to draw. It's going to be messy. It's going to be scary, but what happens is it makes you think about your shapes. A lot of people want to be a character designer, so that one character is not going to get you a job. What will get you that job is if you draw the world from where that character belongs to. So if you draw that one character, well, what is that character's best friend? What's that character's spouse? What do the kids of that character look like? What about his grandparents? What about the creatures that character's going to encounter? What it is you're building a universe of that one character, and you're creating a world. So that just goes for characters, and the same thing goes for environments. You're designing worlds that characters can go in. So it's just keep your mind open to the scope of work. And right off the bat, if you go into animation, you're not going to draw what you want. You're going to draw what's being asked of you to draw. So if your favorite thing is draw dinosaurs, well, that's great, but draw more than just dinosaurs. You have to expand your palette.
I think the biggest one is to learn how to draw, and not in the sense of, you see something super amazing from an artist you love and you want to do that, and that's great, but you need to learn the foundations first. So just focus on the figure drawing, the oil painting, all of the super foundational skills, because that'll carry you through your career. But if you could dive right into doing something that you think looks cool, but you don't understand why it is or like how it works, why the artist that you're emulating chose to make those decisions, then it's always going to feel a little bit off. You know, it's not going to feel as solid as it could be if you learn the process and really focused on drawing first.
Well, I would say the first thing is learning fundamentals is probably really essential. I know it's not something that people want to hear because they kind of want the get there rich quick scheme, but it really does take a lot of time and effort. But the foundations, what it does is it gives you a solid start to find your own voice. When you're just using somebody else's voice, when you're kind of copying somebody else's style, you're just using what they've done. So they've found the foundation and then they've come up with their style based off of that foundation. And so it's much harder for people to find their voice when they're just using somebody else's. So foundation is very important, but it's just lots of hard work. So every time somebody asks me, how do you digitally paint? How'd you get where you are today? Lots and lots of hours doing it and lots of hours of screwing up and being okay with screwing up, because you'll learn more from screwing up than finding success, because you just put that away. But the screw ups, you're like, oh yeah, I didn't do that right, or I did that right. So be okay with learning how to screw up and moving on, because no one drawing will define your career. It'll never happen. So just kind of keep plugging away. But when you look back at those mounds of sketches that you did, that will define your career, not the one drawing, all of that work. So I think a lot of the portfolios that I see is students just trying to look for a job, and there's not a lot of passion in that. And I think that's the problem with it, is you can go through a couple pages and go, oh look, it's the thing that they're trying to get a job for, or in the art of book. But you can tell the difference when you look at a portfolio of somebody who is totally passionate about what they're doing and about that character design or that environment, and they've kind of built out that entire world. So finding a reason for somebody to pay attention to you. So having something to say. You need to find something to say. If it's just, I want a job, it's not very compelling for somebody to take away with it, because that's all it is, right? Your interaction is not what you have to say in all those years, but you just have, I only have this person for maybe 30 seconds. What do I give them? What do I want them to walk away with? And you want to have something to say, and not just, I want a job, because it's not very compelling for them, because everybody wants a job. But if you have something to say with your art, or a style, or a story, or something like that, it's much more compelling for them to kind of grab a hold of and be more interested in you and your art.
The way I approach it is like social media is a way to like just reach everybody everywhere. 15, 20 years ago, you weren't able to like in the same day reach people in Russia and India and Indonesia, people in South America. You were unable to talk to people. So for an artist, you're able to actually like propagate your work, which is the most important thing. Aside from excellence, which is the whole commercial part of it, the actual creation of art and being able to distribute the art around the world to as many people as possible is phenomenal. On the other hand, for people who are able to receive it, for young artists, students who are able to actually see that much art constantly is an incredible boon, because all of a sudden like their creativity is not limited by what they see. Now they see everything, everywhere, and it's just they have all this huge world of knowledge of art. So they're able to create, or at least they're able to like see different things. Back in the day, you were kind of like, I won't say you were limited, but what you saw is pretty much what you would hold as a standard, like, oh, this is what I have to be as good as. Now you'll be able to see people from Russia, people from like Australia, people from like Chile, people from France, do all different types of work, and you realize that like, wow, everybody's good and everybody's doing something different. So it's creating this like new type of art that is extremely diverse, and I think it's fantastic.